I'm Natalia Lamarquis. I'm one of the mentors of UNOOSA Space for Women Network. Welcome to Space Chats. Today I'm talking with Veronica Moronese, who is a space law researcher and one of the mentors of UNOOSA Space for Women Network. Hi Veronica, how are you?
Hi Natalia, fine, thanks. Thank you to inviting me, and I'm really happy to be here today.
Fantastic. The concept of Space Chat is to talk about space leaders and their careers and to find out more of what space industry can offer to young women and young professionals. So first,
Awesome.
Veronica, could you tell me, what do you enjoy the most about the space industry?
Well, I would say everything, but if I have to pick one thing I enjoy the most, is being able to use my imagination, because space is a sector where we are shaping our future, and space law too. In fact, we are becoming a space population in a few years. Even if we've been in space for over 50 years, we are driving ourselves out of our our planet for the first time. So we are becoming a space population, and the rules that will guide us are not shaped yet. So it's fantastic to be able to shape our context nowadays for the future.
It is indeed very important. And can you tell us a bit more about your experience in space industry so far?
I think that my experience started when I started studying. I was a student of law in Italy, but I always had a passion for space. So I tried to do research all by myself. And during the years, I met many people who let myself express. So I started doing research for some companies and enterprises. And nowadays, I am really happy to be able to speak out my mind and help the space industry grow up.
Wonderful. You mentioned that you are from Italy, and is space industry developed in Italy?
Well, actually, in Italy, space industry is highly developed, and we have wonderful companies that are participating in a large international project. But on the other side, space law is not really known in Italy. Many people don't even know it exists. So we have a technological development, but on the legal side, we are not really forward in the future.
I see. And what about you? Was your first job in space industry?
No, my first job was in a classical law firm. You know, it was the path of career everyone expected for a law student, and I tried to follow the rule, but I understood that it didn't fit me. I was feeling strange because it was the path everyone expected me to take, and I didn't know I had other choices. But I strived to unite my passion for space with my studies. So I had the courage to take another path, and that was what led me here.
This is really courageous to change. And what was your first job in the space industry? And in your opinion, what did help you to get it?
My first job in the space industry was a publication on a magazine. I published a paper talking about the commercial use of outer space. And I think that the thing that helped me most to get there was my courage. And the thing that I found the right people to talk to, people who understood my passion, understood my ideas, and bet on them. So I think it's the most important thing, to be able to express yourself and find the right people to talk to.
It is hugely important to have the network, and I think the Space for Women network can really help with that as well. So anybody can reach out and get to know each other. So it looks like you are the passionate of space for many years. But when you started working, did you have clearly defined career goals?
At all. No, I didn't have any clue of what I would become in the future. I know what I liked. I knew what I wanted for the world, but I didn't know what I wanted for myself. So I shaped my path step by step. I strived to reach out for people. I strived to express my ideas, and I shaped my path step by step.
Amazing. And how did your career goals evolve over the years?
Well, it evolved quite a lot. When I graduated, I started being a simply lawyer. Simply, that's not a simple work, but a classical
Not at all.
work. But finding out it wasn't the right thing for me uh, helped me grow up for the first time and shaping my career, following my passion, daring to go abroad, talk to people, expressing my ideas, expressing myself, and daring to participate in a lot of meetings, a lot of networks. And I think it's amazing to be able to express oneself. Yeah, I think it's the most important thing.
I cannot agree more with you. And I think this is a very good time to touch on what was your biggest difficulty that you had to overcome to achieve your career goals.
Okay, my biggest difficulty was, I think, myself. Because when I was younger, I was a rather shy and insecure person. So having the courage to express myself, to let my ideas speak for me, was quite difficult. In Italy, space law isn't known at all. So even with the people I could refer to, my teachers, people around me, it was quite difficult to talk, to say, this is what I want to be, this is what I want to do. And I felt quite out of place, maybe wrong. I think that feeling alone is the worst thing and the biggest difficulty I had to overcome.
This is amazing. Thanks for sharing that. It's very important to talk about it because I think many young women are in the same position.
I think
and what do you think is how important is the education and continuous development in achieving your career goals?
I think it's fundamental. I think schools and universities should invest more in creating the professional workers of space for tomorrow. We are becoming a space population. We are in a few years starting working in space, living in space, maybe. So we'll need so many professionals, not only engineers, but also lawyers, but also researchers, medicals, physics, even psychologists that work with space and in space. So I think that giving the opportunity to young people to know that this sector exists, it's reality, it's not fantasy scientific, and can give them a brilliant career is fundamental to create the economic of our future.
And let's talk about the position of women in that, because women so far represent about 20% of space industry workforce, which is pretty much the same as 30 years ago. So it didn't develop much. In your opinion, do you think that the space industry is attractive for women?
I think it's attractive, but women do not know it. I think women are in Italy tied to the preconception that space is a sector that is suitable only for men. Here women are often relegated to more traditional roles. They are always someone's mother, someone's daughter, someone's wife, but they are not someone themselves. I think that women need to encourage themselves, one another. I think they can achieve everything they want, but they need to be guided to know what they can do.
That's right. And on that, what is your contribution so far to make this space industry more diverse and inclusive?
Well, one of my ideas, one of the things I always say when I chat with somebody or have an interview is that when we go out of our Italian, English, we are not man or woman, we are not rich or poor, we are humans. So space is space for everybody, and space can give everything to anybody. And I think it's the root of inclusion, being able to understand that everybody can contribute, and that space is really made for everyone, could change our mind, even in terms of international relationship and civilian relationships.
And what do you want to achieve as a mentor on that?
As a mentor, I want to achieve a big goal. I want women to know that they have the right to be in space. They have every tool they want, they need to be in space. I want women to know that they are equal to men, that a mind isn't manlish or female. I want women to know how much the space sector can give them and how much they can give to the space sector. I think it's fundamental to be able to keep women closer to this sector.
I agree with you, and I strongly encourage all women to contact Veronica as a Space for Women network at UNOOSA. You can find the details on the website, and I'm sure that Veronica will be happy to help with your career.
Of course, of course.
So, as a closing remark, what is your advice to people that are looking to start working in space industry?
An advice I can give is to be brave. Be brave, use your imagination, because we are shaping our future into space. So we need your imagination. We don't need preconception. We don't need old rules. We need enthusiasm. We need new ideas. So don't let anybody tie you on Earth. Dare to go in the sky, dare to look up the stars. Don't be afraid of yourself, of your limits. The limits we have are always in our mind. So don't let anybody tell you what you have to do, what is right to do. You know what's right to do, and follow your dreams.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Veronica, for sharing your experience, sharing your development of your career goals and your advices, and very much good luck for your mentorship at UNOOSA Space for Women Network.
Thank you, Natalia. It's been a really, really pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you.